Yeah, here we go now, baby. We are right back into the action for another day of the week. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Covers MLB Props Picks program, airing right here on the Covers YouTube channel. If you're watching the show for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button right down there. Coming up on a very busy time on the sports calendar of football right around the corner. We're going to be covering it all here on the Covers YouTube channel. Big shout out to everyone in the live chat. John Metler, sweet dog. Indeed. I came out firing yesterday. Whenever I have a little break, I come out hot. So let's try to stay hot. 3-0 yesterday. I have 3 more. Jingles has 4. And then Gary Sheffield Jr. will be with us in the second half of the program to break down all the big headlines. The Dodgers getting swept by the Angels. What is going on there? Okay, let's get right into it. Bring in my coworker here at Covers, Jingles. How are you, buddy?
Good show yesterday. Over 6 units between the three of us. And as John Metler says, a nice, smooth 3-0 from Joe Osborne. Well done yesterday, pal.
Sweep dog. Let's do it again today. I have 3 more that I like. You have 4. Let's start things off in Toronto, Chicago. I think this would be a rubber match. Each team has won a game so far in the series, I do believe. And we're kind of on the same side here, aligned a little bit. You are taking the under on the Cubs team total. Break this one down.
Yeah, it's a work from dome day down at the Rogers Center, but don't be masked by yesterday's win. This is still one of the worst slumping offenses in all of baseball, ranking 27th in weighted runs created plus over the last 2 weeks. They got their win yesterday. It's a getaway day, which is one thing you know that I love to fade. Max Scherzer playing his best baseball right now. You'll allude to that in a little bit. And the Jays bullpen. We saw who came in yesterday. We saw Fisher, but today the A arms are all ready to go. Hoffman, Varland, Dominguez, Rodriguez. Everybody should get some work ahead of the series for Texas opening up tomorrow. But Chicago, big one. Wrapping up here on one side of the border. Got to go home after this one. Give me some ABs just thrown away because the boys want to get home and start another series and try to get that offense going, but it ain't starting tonight versus Scherzer, who you can get to now, pal.
JPC 4th, over under how many weeks it takes for that Dolphins helmet to disappear. Come on, man. Give me a break. Yeah, vibes are low for us Dolphins fans. Pretty light schedule to start the season, though. So I'll remain just a little bit optimistic. Okay, let's stay in Toronto. Let's back that man, Max Scherzer, over 17 and a half outs recorded. So this is the best he has looked all season. 18 or more outs in 3 straight, including last Friday in LA versus the Dodgers, where he reached a season-high 98 pitches. He got to 96 pitches 2 starts before that. So a short leash isn't too much of a concern as long as he doesn't get seriously injured. Of course, the other part of the equation, the Cubs really struggling versus right-handed pitching, 26 in OPS versus righties over the last 2 weeks. Cold in general, 26 in OPS over the last week. Against everyone. Jay's bullpen has been kind of busy in this series. Through 2 games, they've used 8 relievers. So I'm sure they'd love to go into a weekend series versus the Rangers with a bit of a fresh bullpen. And I think as long as he could keep that pitch count under control, this thing really sets up for him to reach that 6 IP mark. Scherzer over 17 and a half outs. Okay, let's go to this game. Marlins Guardians in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. And you're targeting both starting pitchers. Let's start with Tanner Bybee.
Yeah, the Gavin Williams under yesterday coming off that 126 pitching is one of those ones where yesterday I'll be like, I wish I got more down on it. I wish I knew it was a bigger edge. It was a great play. Nick Porto was talking about it on Tuesday. That's how good of a look ahead it was. But I'm going both pitchers under here. Tanner Bybee under 17 and a half plus 150. That's a 365. There's lots of 140s. I think you play this down to plus 120. Like I said, Gavin Williams's day was done early yesterday, but the Cleveland bullpen is still in good shape. No pitcher has thrown in back-to-back days, and all the high leverage arms are available here. He's 6-1 to the under across his last 7 starts and pitching to a 6.44 ERA over that stretch. He is not in great form, and I don't think this scrappy Miami team, who I've laughed at, that says only 4 guys on the team make more than $1 million a year, guys are playing for spots, and the chat talked about that last week. This is a very scrappy offense. Stowers is another great look for over 1.5 hits RBIs at even money. Key games for Cleveland means key spots to bring in this elite bullpen. Big plus money for a guy who hasn't done it. Basically has done it just once in his last 7. So I'll take that. And then we're going to go Edward Cabrera under 16.5 outs. I got minus 110 here this morning. It's minus 120 at DraftKings. I'd rather have the minus 135 under 17.5 that's available, but I'll put this as minus 120 under 16.5 on the record. And this is another angle like Gavin Williams, obviously not as much, but getting a pitcher who's coming off a big workload in Cabrera here, who threw 109 pitches in his last one. He was averaging 89 on the day. It's a getaway day for some, but Cleveland's staying at home, so maybe not throwing away at bats. Also, a career high 108 innings pitched already this year, 96 last year, 99 last year. We know he can strike people out, run that pitch count up. Sometimes the walks are issues, and we've seen this already move from 17.5 to 16.5. So I'm on the 16.5. I'll call it minus 120, but like both under in that game, Joe.
Okay, next up. Let us go to New York, where the Braves will continue that series. Nice win by them yesterday. I'm going to be fading their starter, Bryce Elder. Do I like this bet? No, I do not like this bet. I absolutely fucking love this bet. Bet of the day, Bryce Elder over 5.5 hits, minus 125 juice on this at DraftKings. I think it's around minus 150 over at Bet365. As always, shop around. Make sure you get the best of the number. He's allowed at least 6 hits in 8 of his last 9 starts. This is a guy who's been getting lit up all season. He has a 6.12 ERA. The Braves are happy just to let him hang around, though. Even if he is getting lit up and hit hard, it's not rare to see him reach that 6 innings pitched mark. Believe it or not, the Mets are struggling overall, but offensively, they've been pretty good against right-handed pitching here. A .312 batting average versus righties over the past week. In 48 combined at-bats versus Elder, they have a .292 average. When he most recently faced them, this was going back to last season, he allowed 7 hits against them. So yeah, Elder getting rocked, getting hit hard. I'll take him to allow over 5.5 hits. Okay, next up, let's go to Colorado. The wind blowing out a little bit at Coors Field here. Some decent hitting conditions. We each have a bet for this game. Let's start with the man on the bump here for the D-backs.
Eduardo Rodriguez under 15.5 outs. This one's there's a couple sides to this. So plus 105 is a good number. I don't want to go further than minus 110 on this, only because Colorado just coming back from their series, I believe, versus St. Louis. So the first game in altitude for opposing pitchers is always the toughest, and usually, which is a strange part because yesterday was a day where some teams got off. Arizona did not. Arizona's coming here, I believe, from Texas somewhere, but they came in from, Texas. Come on, chat. Let me know where Arizona came in. My idea was that Arizona didn't have the extra day off to acclimate to this altitude. And here you got Eduardo Rodriguez, who's a guy who has pitched kind of above expectations this year, but to pitch well, and we've seen it in every other spot, it's just 1 or 2 innings in Colorado that just absolutely blow everything up. Don't panic. If he goes through the order the first time, very well, because we've seen it day in, day out, series in and series out, that just 1 inning can absolutely blow you up in this spot. And as Joe alluded to, we're talking 95-degree temps. We're talking wind blowing out. This is a tough spot to pitch. So I'm taking it, but because Colorado is Colorado, there's a little risk, especially when they're coming back from a series. So I'll take the under here, plus 105, but I'm only going to minus 110, minus 115.
Okay, let's stay in this game and let's take the D-backs to go over their team total. Big number, not big enough, homie. Let's go over 6.5 runs on the team total here. So just a lot of factors here to support a lot of runs for the D-backs. So over the Rockies' last 6 home games, they've allowed a total of 75 runs. That's an average of 12.5 per game, Jingles. We also talked about winds blowing out at Coors Field here. The man getting the start here for the Rockies, a man by the name of Bradley Blaylock, the pride of Conyers, Georgia, by the way. This poor motherfucker has an 11.76 ERA at Coors Field. Just 5 stars, but he's been getting lit up. He faced the D-backs in Arizona actually on Saturday. He allowed 5 earned runs and 4.2 innings of work. The D-backs are absolutely destroying right-handed pitching, third in OPS over the last 2 weeks. And the icing on the cake is that this Rockies bullpen is absolute dog shit. Their bullpen is bullshit, is what I should have said. The Rockies bullpen dead last in ERA over the last 2 weeks, 7.88. So let's go D-backs. Let's score some runs here. I wouldn't be shocked to see them get to double digits tonight. A lot of factors, good hitting weather. Gary Sheffield Jr. having some technical issues. So let's end with this, Jingles. I'll throw this question at you. I was going to throw it to him. If you were a baseball fan and you went into a coma for a month and you woke up today and you saw that the Padres are in first place in the National League West, I think you would be very surprised. So despite that, the Dodgers still favored at minus 310 to win the division. The Padres plus 125. How confident are you that the Dodgers will actually end up winning this division?
I just think it's a Dodgers tax that you had to pay from day one, right? Going into the season. Even Shohei Ohtani to win the MVP was like plus 200. Like it was so short. And I wanted to stay anything out. And I think at the beginning of the year, and I was talking about it, you could probably get the Dodgers at the same price at the end of the year to win everything as you can going into today. And do I like it? No, obviously I don't like it because everything's price-based. And I think at the beginning of the year, I did like San Diego at 30-1. I didn't think they'd win the division, though. I thought they'd have to maybe earn a series or two and then face the Dodgers. But we saw what San Diego could do. They pushed LA to the brink last year. And I think especially in that divisional series where it's just 3 games and moving on, a lot can happen. And baseball is one of the most momentum-based. It has no reason to be, but it is one of the most momentum-based sports. And we saw with teams like Cleveland in the bullpen. We've seen it with Detroit. We've seen it with teams that have no rhyme or reason to be with the big dogs of the MLB after 162 games. But here you go. The Detroits last year, I mean, obviously they're a great team now this year, but last year we didn't see that coming. But do I want to buy anything with the Dodgers? No, I think it's just a perfect example of there's a giant tax and there's being paid on what that lineup is. And to live up to the expectations of that lineup is pretty tough. I mean, Max Muncy, Will Smith, are those guys who are slightly overrated? Are we just putting on that lineup and it's just Mookie, Freddie, and Ohtani? Like, obviously that's a great lineup, but like we're down at the bottom of the order, and where Andy Pajes is that someone you want in that spot? I like the Seattle lineup better than I like the Dodgers lineup. I think 1-9, that team could do a little more damage. But outside of that, San Diego has done incredibly well this year, considering everybody thought because of the issues with ownership and the struggle within it that they were going to sell. But I thought pound for pound, they had one of the better lineups that could match LA heading into the series, win a playoff game, maybe not the division. So Josh Ingles out of a coma, Joe. Yeah, I'm surprised, but I'd probably be more surprised if the Jays are ahead in the series than San Diego.
Indeed. Yeah, the Dodgers, to me, it kind of feels like they're sleepwalking through the regular season. It reminds me of like a stacked NBA team, how they kind of navigate the regular season and they don't dominate the way people think they will. But I'm kind of waiting for them to put their foot on the gas here and hit their stride. You know, the playoffs are 6 weeks away now. John Metler with the funny one here. Imagine going into a coma for 15 years and waking up to find out Andrew McCutchen is still the best batter on the Pirates. That's funny stuff. You know, a lot of big market teams here, even the Mets. The Mets are still minus 300 to make the playoffs, despite being 2-12 in their last 14 games. A 1-game lead.
They
for
gave
the
up
final
9 runs,
card
Joe.
spot.
They gave up 9 runs in the 4th inning. 9 runs in the 4th inning.
They were up to a
4-0
lead, and I thought, okay, they're maybe get back on track here. But yeah, it's for some reason the Mariners are favored to win the American League at plus 380. Which is interesting because they're a game back of the Astros. I'm assuming, I didn't look at it, I'm assuming maybe they have it like an extremely easy schedule or something like that the rest of the way. But yeah, pretty solid pitching. They're hitting this season too. So Yeah. Okay, Jingles. Let us leave it at that. But of course, we're going to be right back with you guys again tomorrow. Much bigger card to get into. Derek will be here with the Bad X. John Metler will be back with some home run props as well. So thank you very much to everyone for tuning in to today's show. Enjoy the games today and tonight. Best of luck with your bets, and we will catch you guys again tomorrow.